Coffee and Tea with Lev and Dean. It's been a minute, right? It's been a minute. The last time we did one of these, you weren't a grandpa.
Nah.
Congratulations,
Yeah,
dude.
thank you, my brother. Yeah, no, it's been. It feels like it's been so long. I told you, but we only missed 1 week, but it feels like it's been right. It feels like it's been a long time. But
You throw in news cycles and the fact that you became a grandfather into the mix. We don't see each other for a week, and it's like, oh my God, I got to catch up with my guy. And my partner was just leaving, and she's like, "Do you want me to stick around?" I'm like, "No, I'm good. I got something to do. I got to catch up with my man Lev Parnas today." So let's deal with the real stuff first.
Yeah.
Congratulations, your first grandchild. Aaron has a kid. A couple of days ago, and tell me about it. Give me the details as much as you can. Walk me through it, because this is the best stuff.
Yeah, no, it was, first of all, it was amazing to me. So it was, first of all, I wasn't used to, first of all, you got to follow the new generation. Everybody has their own, Gen Z, so they want to do it their way. You know what I'm saying to you? So we have to listen. I had to be a good ground, a good father. And, my wife kept, you listen to what they tell you to do. Okay, you know what I mean? But well, also because, obviously with the Aaron being on the front line reporting, me doing what I'm doing, it's, we also made a conscious decision to try to keep it as quiet as possible, to be able, for security reasons and all kind of other. But so that was the first difficult part, to go through 9 months without being able to even mention it and go through it. And, and especially, I consider all of you part of our extended family here. So it's like, you know what I'm saying to you? So it's like, not being able to talk about certain things would be kind of weird. But anyway, long story short, we were waiting for the phone call. I was just in DC in meetings, and she was.
Aaron lives in DC, right?
Aaron lives in DC, right?
Okay, cool. Yeah.
And we were on day to day, and we were there, and basically I had to leave, and it was no go. I was like, shit, I gotta go. So I get back to Florida, we're getting back and all of a sudden we get the phone call. We're on our way to the hospital, right? So we're on our way to the hospital, but it's in the middle of the night. I'm like, how the hell are we getting there? Jump in the car? No, we can't get there. It's going to take us 18 hours to get there. Train, 18 hours. We're oh shit. And then I'm also on supervised release. I got my probation officer. I'm like, what do I do first? That was one of those. And meanwhile, so we didn't sleep all night. We're trying to figure out buying tickets to get there. So we found the earliest ticket was I think 6 o'clock or 5:45 in the morning, leaving to DC. So, obviously getting our kids ready here to be able to make sure they get to school, getting my older son and my daughter to help with that. It was just, I can't even tell you the mayhem.
Oh, mayhem is a great word. You have a lot of children. You've got adult children. Now your adult children are having children, and you're trying to coordinate. Dude, I can't imagine the stress. Anyway, continue. Yes.
You gotta say, so the kids go to sleep with mom and dad at home. Now they wake up, mom and dad are on the plane. They're going to Washington, D.C. They have no idea that now they're uncles and aunts. That, she's just giving birth. This is all that's going on. So
they wake up, you guys are gone. Great trick would have been if you left a note for the younger kids going, guys, dad's been popped again.
Aaron had no idea whatsoever either, because
he didn't know you're coming.
No, nobody, because last time we spoke to him, she was just born and they just went to sleep, and it was me and my wife were sitting there like two zombies in the middle of the night, we can't go to sleep. We're looking at each other what are we gonna do? We're not gonna go to sleep. What are we gonna do tomorrow? So let's go get tickets. And we were let's just go. And fortunately, we were able to get there. We got there, literally, we were there for 2-3 hours, and then we were on our way back because we had to pick up the kids from school. We had to make them back.
So you flew from Florida to DC to see your grandchild for the first time, and your son and your daughter-in-law for the first time, and you stayed for 3 hours, went and loaded on a plane and left again. That's love, man. That is the fucking greatest story you've told me. And you've told me some great stories, by the way.
No.
Good for you.
Good for you. Amazing. I'll tell you, it was worth every moment, to walk in there, to be able to hold her in my hands and, look look her in the eyes and
Did you
being able
cry?
to, of course, I bawled
Yeah.
like a little baby,
Yeah, you're an emotional cat.
yeah, I'm an emotional guy to begin with, but to
Mm.
hold her and then, I just had so many also at the same time watching Aaron sit standing in the corner breaking news while I'm holding my my granddaughter, like, you know what I'm saying to you, and watching,
Dude,
like,
you know,
thinking we're
that's
in the middle
commitment to
of
the craft, and I wanna just point this out, okay? Because I think this is really important. The Parnas family, a couple of things. The Parnas family is going to take over the world, number 1, including this new Parnas.
Yeah,
But
she definitely is.
yeah, I bet. Name, by the way? Have a name?
Not allowed yet,
Not allowed? Okay, okay.
what Aaron's gonna
Off
I
air?
think they're gonna Aaron's gonna announce, yeah, Aaron's gonna
Okay,
announce it, and
alright.
then I'm not allowed to. I wish I believe me, if it was up to me, but my wife will kill me. Aaron won't speak to me. No,
Yeah,
I don't
don't
want
don't don't do that.
I don't wanna stir up shit. But so I'll let them, I'll just
Yeah,
let them do it at their pace, and
yeah.
I'll respect it. I
Yeah,
love
attaboy. Yeah,
but
good.
but go ahead, go
Um,
ahead.
so, like, your son and it was really funny because, like, I found out that you became a grandfather on Substack. It's crazy, right? So, you and I haven't spoken since then publicly at all. We've spoken privately about a couple things. We'll get to some of those during Coffee and Tea. This is Coffee and Tea. Late edition, Saturday night. Thank you for joining us. Hit the chyron at the top. But, the fascinating thing was as soon as that happened, I thought to myself, Lev's entire perspective is gonna change. Like, as we get older, right, we know it's important. Watching you go through this incredible chrysalis, like, knowing who you were before, knowing who you are now, watching you burn the bridges behind you and go forward in the best interest of America, best interest of democracy, and I thought to myself, "This is going to torque Lev a little bit more," knowing he's got a beautiful granddaughter, knowing there's a
You
3rd
know that.
generation of Parnas in the United States of America. Talk about that a little bit because, like, your face looks different today, my friend.
Yeah, no, and I spoke about it yesterday, actually on my live, holding her in my hands and watching her, and like I said, Aaron, breaking the news in the corner and thinking the world we're in right
Yeah,
now.
with
I'm
the
thinking,
surgical hat on.
yeah, I mean, even like that.
Crazy.
And and I'm thinking to myself, like, can you believe, we're literally in the middle of a war, and we are. I mean, literally physically, we're in the middle of a war. We're in the middle of
Mhm,
war with Iran. We're in the middle of war here, in the United States. We're in the middle of war against our Constitution, against our democracies at war. And I was, just looking at her and thinking to myself that when I was growing up, my grandmother would tell me stories about
mhm,
World War II. And she would tell me how what they had to go through, all of the pain and suffering during World War II and the death, the survivors, and all the horror stories to be able to give my mom, her kids, me, her grandkids a better future. And that's what
mhm.
they fought against in World War II, against fascism, against dictatorship, against
Mm,
authoritarianism. And I was looking at her, and I was looking at my son Aaron, and I was looking at my daughter-in-law, my wife, and it was all. And I'm thinking, man, I mean, we're kind of doing the same thing. We are doing the same thing right
you
now. I
are.
mean,
Yeah.
and when I said when my granddaughter is going to, grow up and look at history, I'm hoping that she's going to say, "Wow, my dad, my granddad, I mean, they fought." For democracy, and we're part of saving it and being on the front line of being able to do something. And it was like, something like clicked in that little moment, like, and I haven't slept yet. Yeah, I tell you honestly, I've been going. Yesterday I did like 5 shows. I've been, and it just like right now I was asked to do a speech with Jessica Danson. She was doing a rally. Actually, we're gonna try to get Harry Dunn to come up here and join us right now
Oh, I'd
from
love that.
DC. Yeah,
Yeah.
so Harry was up there, and they were, and I was talking to, speaking out in front of a big sea of people, and on the National Mall, they all converged there, talking about Donald Trump and what the world we live in right now, and it just gives me more and more, fight to understand that we can't wait. till, what's going to happen tomorrow, the day after, because we don't know. I mean, we're living literally it just like even today. Yes, record numbers. I can't wait to hear how many people came out. I can't even, we probably broke every record in coming out there as far as protest, and it was just
protest
seeing
attendance.
people.
I heard 10 to 12 million today.
Exactly. I think it was just tremendous. But the one thing that we need to understand and we need to continue, and that's why I think it's important to do what like Jessica Danson was doing and others, is we need to have a message with it. Because I also, I think it's tremendous to do it, but we need to keep going. We need to we can't let just today be another day and wait till the next, no King's rally or another protest. We need to draw the line in the sand today. We need to say we got 12 million people. We had 10 million people out all over the country right now protesting, standing up for something that unite very few. You can't unite 2-3 people to agree to something. We got over 12 million people and more agreeing on the same thing, which is that Donald Trump has to go. He's no king. This is fascism. Agreeing on all of this. And we need to take that to the next level. And that's why I think, and that's one of the reasons I'm, running for Congress and making that decision. And that's why looking at her at that moment, I started daydreaming a little bit, thinking that, I'm already getting sworn in Congress and she's going to be, I'm going to be holding her in my hands, Aaron, and all the kids are standing there. So to me now, this is even more than a personal. I want to make that, that dream happen, and that, I want my kids and my granddaughters by my side when I get sworn in Congress in 2027, in January 20th or when it's supposed to be, and then make each and every one of you and my kids and granddaughter proud of. I'm holding all of them to accountability, bro. So that's where I'm at.
Buddy, and it's funny because when I found out you became a grandfather, I was like, I want to know how this affects him in the long term, right? And you positioned it so beautifully, and I think for anybody that has kids, for the first time, it's as soon as that little life comes out of the chute, so to speak. Pardon the French. As soon as you lay eyes on that thing, you instantly take your life 1,000% more seriously. You take protecting your children and your grandchildren so much more seriously. And it's fascinating because when I think about the change that my kids made in me every time I laid eyes on them, it just reset my priorities. It reset my priorities. It reset my vision. It reset my expectations to now I have to go. Now I have to do something. And I have to do it for them. And, the state that America's in right now and the position that you're in as someone who is, and I wanted to tell you this, and I'm glad we're not doing this privately. I was going to tell you this privately. You are in a position to change not just Florida's 27th district, levparnas.org. Donate now, everybody. We've got a fundraiser coming up. You're in a position to reset the clock in the United States of America, and not for you, not out of revenge, not out of a lack of character or moral standing, but someone like you is in a position to be able to show everybody that's entirely possible to go from being someone who was looked at in a certain spurious category to being an American hero because you want the best for your family. You've experienced the best that America has. You're going through this incredible trial, this incredible tribulation where democracy and freedom is being challenged. And the fact that you had a little girl, and women's rights in the United States being carved away like a donair daily. The fact that you had a little girl meant everything to me when I found out it was a little girl, because I thought to myself, that gentleman, Lev Parnas, he is as chivalrous as it gets. He's a gentleman. He protects his family and he protects people that are less fortunate than him. And when I think about that, and I think about what the challenge is in front of you at levparnas.org, running for Florida's 27th district, in a time when everything is at stake: your freedom, the freedom of your family, the freedom of your grandchildren, your children, the freedom of democracy, freedom to move, freedom to speak in the United States of America. it excites me to know that someone like you, an award-winning whistleblower, an American hero, someone who really gives a shit about democracy, but more importantly, cares about your neighbors and cares about your family and cares about the families of Americans. I was I was ecstatic to know that you became a grandfather because I thought, now Zev is gonna go get it. Now Zev is going to become the
Well, Lev, not Zev,
congressman.
but yeah.
Lev. Now Lev is gonna become the congressman. Sorry, my podcast partner. Now Lev is gonna become the 27th because you get it, right? Like it's something like that that changes your entire perspective.
Dude, I can't even. I know it's people say that, and you have to really feel it and realize it. For all the grandparents out there and parents out there,
Mm,
you, it's like you tell your kids, like, I can't wait till you become a parent. You'll
yeah.
understand it. And no matter how many times you could say it to them, you can't explain it until they actually feel it and until they become a parent. And that was one of the actual feelings. I did not know what I was going to experience watching my son become a father. At the same time, me becoming a grandfather. It was just like,
Mm,
there's definitely a lot of emotion. But I tell you honestly, at the end of the day, it's like, it's still not realistic. It's still like I'm still riding on so much emotion going back for the past so many years, like adrenaline, that because of this administration and because everything that we're going through, that and all of us are going through it. I mean, every
yeah.
one of us, and that's why we need to take a deep breath already, and on behalf of all our kids, grandkids, ourselves,
Yeah.
mental stability. I mean, just think about if when history looks back at this. I mean, never in the history of any world period in time where we've had the news cycle, where we'd be waking up with the news cycle that shifts all day long, nonstop, with things that, I mean, just think about in the past. In a day, the president of the United States comes out and gives you five different messages.
Mm.
We destroyed all their weapons. We won the war. We're gonna bomb them some more, but we won the war. But now I need 200 billion because we. I mean,
We
that's
don't
just
need it, but it would be nice.
that's just
And
right.
I can't believe that they bombed us. Dude, you know what? Over the past 5 days, and let's just get into this today. I want to get into this. I want to get into Iran. I want to get into what you're hearing from your sources out of the White House. I also want to talk a little bit about the change in the news cycle and how Trump has been able to do this over a period of time. He's having a hard time changing this news cycle because this is still being called Operation Epstein Fury. This is still being called what it is, which is military adventurism. But, we're starting to see now the lies that are being told to the American people about their rights, about their freedoms, and we're seeing it through the lens of war, right? And that lens of war, as we sit here right now, we found out today that Iran wiped out every U.S. military installation in the Gulf, every single one. We're finding out today that the United States of America lost $4 billion worth of strata tankers,
Yeah.
B-52s, AWACS, two of them in Saudi Arabia. Iran wiped out the United States military opportunity in Saudi Arabia and in the Gulf. The USS Gerald Ford is in Crete right now, Suda. It is unfit. It got pounded. And Donald Trump admitted that. Thank God for dementia because he's off the chain. And he's actually telling the story that the DOD will not, that Secretary of War Pete Hegseth will not. That USS Gerald Ford is inoperable because Iran rendered it inoperable. That the USS Abraham Lincoln is inoperable and hiding in the Indian Ocean because Iran did that. And let me say this as we get into the conversation. I have no love for Iran. I think the regime should fall, all that stuff. But the miscalculation is one thing, Lev, and I don't know what your sources are telling you about what's going on in the panic and the chaos in the White House. I'll tell you what I'm hearing from my Canadian sources today. You tell me what you're hearing from your Canadian sources today, because Iran is on high ground right now. And the United States of America, behind the fealty to a king on No King's Day, is losing a war in no way they should have gotten into, in no way are they prepared for. And Donald Trump is about to send 10 to 20,000 more troops into the Gulf, into Iran, to Karg Island to get taken hostage and get slaughtered in that kill box known as the Strait of Hormuz.
I mean, it is getting really serious and really quickly, and like literally, we are not winning this war. And this war is only beginning. Like I've said, one that's just started. This was not a war because of you know uh, Iran was going to attack us. This was not a war because of anything else, but Vladimir Putin dragged us into this, put Trump into this position, and like I said, Trump knocked over the hornet's nest. And while this is happening, and some of our subscribers here, and I just want to let you know, Cheech, and my heart bleeds for what happened in Odessa yesterday. Also, as you're reporting this, the media, just quick update. Also, Ukraine is being bombarded by Putin. Maternity wards have been hit in Odessa and other hospitals. And we're gonna try to do a special with Alexander. He's actually has some of his own family situation right now that he's dealing with, but hopefully maybe tomorrow we'll be able to do a live and bring you an update about Ukraine, because a lot of things that's happening right now, and a lot of this is not a coincidental. It's part of the game plan. And from what I'm hearing, I could tell you exactly what I'm hearing. I wrote about it in my Substack. For those of you that haven't read it, I mean, it's basically chaos. They have no way of stopping this war. They have no way of stopping. They understand. See, Donald Trump got himself into a situation. It's a different type of a war. He thought that he's going to go in there and throw the power of the United States and all this billion-dollar military equipment and throw it all over the place. He didn't realize, he didn't watch what was going on. Because he didn't speak to his military people. He was listening to Witkoff and Kushner, who was basically the mouthpieces to Putin. And basically he was being popped up and hit on the shoulder saying, "You're the most powerful army." That's why you never saw Putin even come out and say anything like really protest against the war in Iran, because it was part of the plan for him, because not only are oil prices higher, but also now he's gotten the United States, which was always the biggest thing for Putin and the communists to do, is cause chaos in the United States, drag us into a war where we are now busy dealing with our own problems, where we're not going to look at the problems now we're having with NATO. Everything that Putin wanted to achieve, he disrupted NATO. Because now, look at the argument Trump is having with NATO. Oh, you're not.
Yeah, yesterday he was like, "Hey, listen, I'm out of NATO. NATO didn't come to our help. Fuck you."
Exactly. And, he doesn't even know what the Article 5 means. He doesn't even understand. We're not being.
He doesn't
attacked.
understand that the Middle East isn't on the involved in the North Atlantic Treaty. Like, it's just fucking crazy as shit.
It's not even that. I had Ivo Dabar there, who's the head of NATO. I mean, one of the NATO representatives from the United States. And Ivo basically said, he goes, basically, Article 5 says, if you're being attacked, NATO will come to you. You're not being attacked. You're the aggressor. You're attacking. You're going out there and causing this war. So with all of this being said, I mean, there is chaos. They understand that, but that's not also a good thing right now, because in this chaos, the people that are running this fiasco is Stephen Miller. He's getting even more power, if you could believe, because Susie Wiles now with her, as I've been telling you for a while, she's on her way out because of her cancer and other things. And so because of that, he's getting more and more of what's it called? Control of that, chief of staff position. And so you're seeing more doubling down, tripling down. That's the dangerous part, because like you said, now we got troops going into the Middle East. Now we got over 10,000 now, you're going to, like it or not, no matter how powerful an army is, you're just going to start seeing more casualties, more death, more, the one thing that, no American wants. But the scary part about it, that's why what today is such an important day, and that's why we need to, and I want to link the two together and to what Jessica Danson and they were doing over there, and Harry Dunn was with me speaking there, is we need action. Because think about it, if all of a sudden we get caught up into a war right now where there's troops on the ground, everything, he will cancel elections.
Mhm.
and nobody's going to stop him. I mean, you remember his words during when he was sitting there with in the Oval with Zelensky. He was asked by that question, and he said, so you're saying during war,
Yeah, he was like, "Wow, really?"
wow, really? I didn't realize that." You know, so we have to be. We can't just wait. We can't allow the process to happen because just think about how quickly everything accelerates. Think how
Mhm.
quickly this war just we. You don't even realize we've been at war for a month already. We've been at war for a month already. Gas prices, have been, rising every day. Oil has been over close to 100 or over $100 for over a month already.
Yeah.
Every analyst said that if oil is over for 90 days or 60 days, whatever that is, that means you're officially in a recession heading towards a depression. Just
Mhm.
think about that, where we're at with the economy, and there's no end in sight. There's no
Mm-mm.
there's no way he's going to stop it. So yeah, no, the only way we could get a grip on the situation is by putting pressure. And I hate to say it because we need to keep putting. I sound like a broken record when we keep saying it, but we gotta keep making the phone calls, keep going, just like we're out there protesting, out there in the streets. And think about this. Think about if 12 million people all of a sudden flooded every congressman's phones, emails, DMs, and everything. Think about how much that's the power of our voices. And sometimes we don't realize it. And the problem is what happens, people, we automatically become complacent. And most
Mm-mm.
of us, like I'll even tell you, and it's not to accuse anybody of anything because I do it myself. We do it all the time. Like we could have right now 1,000 people watching, and I guarantee you, and it's not to cause anybody say, but I guarantee you that not every one of you is going to go and write a letter, make a phone call,
Yeah.
do something. It's just common, there's some of you that will do all three. Some of you will go out there and make all. Some of you will do one or the other. Some of you, but most of us are gonna, we're taught to say someone else is gonna do it.
Yeah.
It's going to get done anyway. You know what I'm saying to you? There's enough people that, I'm saying to you, what is my one vote? What is my one, what's it called, phone call going to change?
Means
That,
everything. It means
right,
everything.
it means everything. If you take a look at some of these elections are being literally won by 20 votes, 10
Mhm.
votes,
Mhm.
15 votes. Think about it. Out of thousands, tens of thousands of votes, they're won by like 50 votes or 100 votes. That's very important for everybody to understand. So
Mhm.
that's for those of you. It's just a quick what's it called? If we get stuck in a freeze frame, it's the app Substack. You have to go out and come back in, and it goes because sometimes Substack has been getting glitches. That's just to give you guys a heads up because if we just freeze or whatever, just go out and come back in. But that's the problem, Dean. You know what I'm saying to you?
Yeah, I do.
That's why we need to act now. That's why we need to do what we can. And it costs no money. You know what I'm saying to you? Just like we're out there, and that's one of the things that I'm thinking about. Was going to be speaking to you offline, but that's what Coffee and Tea is about. Part of my campaign, and one of the things I want to do is I want to organize, just like we have a No King's Day mass. What's it called? March. I want to do a mass phone call day where we all get together, and that day we call every congressperson,
You drive them
everybody,
fucking up the wall.
and we light up every phone, and we do
Yeah.
an email, and yeah, we're not gonna wait a week or a month. I'm working on this right now. We're putting it together. We steamrolled off of there, and we're gonna do it, and we're gonna do it maybe once a week. We'll see. Until we could do it every day. Can you imagine the power of every day flooding there? And it doesn't take a lot, folks. Trust me when I tell you. 10,000 phone calls onto one of these congressmen's phone calls, light up their line, and I tell you, they will not show up in their office. It's just that's how they work. So I have some great ideas that we're gonna put together as far as continuing this push, but we got to continue, and we're gonna do it, and that's part of some of the thing. Maybe we'll do like we'll start off with a weekly call. Our weekly, will generate and we
Oh, like a
all
weekly
love.
call with all your supporters, all the
Yeah,
people,
all the
talking
supporters.
points
Yeah,
memo. Here's what we're
you know
doing
what?
this week. Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
going to that this week. We're going to do that. How
Yeah.
about
Good.
that? We're gonna
Good.
put out a letter. We're gonna let you know this week. We're gonna have our first weekly call where we're gonna each one of us is going to at the same time that day all day. We're going to light up their phones. I'm going to put out the phone numbers. We're going to pick a group of, and we're not going to just do it randomly. We're going to pick a group, and every week we're going to pick a different group. So we'll pick 5, 10 Congress people every week, and we're going to all do them. So this way, that matters. So I like that, and we're going to start this week, and we're going to make change, and we're going to, and I promise you, you will see how quickly these people start acting, because that is what we need to do. We need to keep moving. Action, action, action. Less, we can't let it die, because today, I'll tell you one thing: Trump's having a shitty day, and that's one of the good things. He was on the golf course, and I got a call from one of my guys. He was saying to me that he couldn't shut up about the No Kings, because they're lined up. They have over close to 10,000 people in West Palm Beach, right by where he's
right in front of Mar-a-Lago. Yeah.
Well, it's right by Mar-a-Lago, and he's also playing golf, right, not too far away. So he has to drive through it. And then you had some Proud Boys that showed up there that tried to cause some trouble.
Did that happen today? Listen, tell me about that, because I know that, and I want more, because I love Schadenfreude. I want more from your source who told you that Donald Trump was really pissed about this. But set the scene for us. No King's Day, Palm Beach, driveway going from Mar-a-Lago into the golf course, lined up with senior citizens from the villages. And if anybody understands what the villages are, these are people that have absolutely decided that Florida is the place you're going to be. They're in their golden years. And the villages used to be a hot spot for Trump. They were like, yeah, fuck Trump's. And they've turned on him.
Oh, yeah.
So talk about that a little bit, and then get into what this protest was and why it pissed Trump off, because I love Schadenfreude.
Yeah, so the villages are a little further up north, which is and they are hard. They were, I mean, literally, their community, for you folks to remember. They all have golf carts.
Yeah,
and you would watch when they would do these rallies for Trump. They would be like, you would see thousands of golf carts with rallies for Trump, and there would be the villages. I mean,
there's a lot of knee braces and spritzers in those golf carts. Yeah,
a lot of but you would see some incredibly souped up golf carts, like with air conditioning and music,
doors, like ones that were souped up to look like Rolls Royces and stuff. I'd laugh my ass off. Yeah, it was
exactly. Great. And you would see like thousands of them. I mean, like literally, that's why the villages is like such a major thing. And it was a hardcore Trump hold. And over the years, it's shifted. Like, you started getting half and half. Now, all of a sudden, if you take a look what's going on now, it's incredible. I'll hopefully get some pictures and video, and I'll post later. But now it just shifted completely the other way. All of these golf carts are like today on the No Kings light. I mean, No Kings light. Somebody put lights on. No Kings rally, and it's amazing to watch. And these are, every one of those people. These are hardcore voters. What I'm saying to you, hardcore Republican voters that are now becoming anti-Trumpers, which is extremely important. Then you got closer to Mar-a-Lago. You had where was the center point where everybody was meeting up, and they're expecting over 10,000 people there to be as far as that. And Trump has to drive through that between Mar-a-Lago and Trump International Golf Course, where he's golfing. Just think about. I just want to just let's think about this for a second. While we before, so you have we're in a war with Iran.
Might as well be World War III. Yes.
I mean, literally. I mean, especially today, Iran wiped out some more bases in the Middle East.
Oh, dude, they wiped out every base in the Gulf.
Another 10 soldiers were
15 soldiers are dead, 120 are severely injured.
Injured. You have chaos going on in Ukraine, getting bombarded.
Mm-hmm.
You have all that, and you have No Kings rally right now. You have let's go. You have the government shutdown. TSA is not getting paid. He promised them. Just think about this. He said, "You know what? I'm going to pay you," and left. The senators, the Senate just wrote some shit up, gave it to the House, and said, "Now we're gone for 2 weeks." You can't. I mean, you can't make this shit up, right? Yeah. You got right now millions, over 12 million people out there protesting against you.
Him.
You, nobody else but you. You're the person. You got it. You got the all attention, and you are playing golf. You're playing golf. You're not in the the situation room where you try to figure out what's going on with Iran. What are we gonna do? I got 10,000. You're playing golf. Not only are you playing golf, but you're also getting ready to go meet up right now, and you're not going to believe this one. Do you know who is coming down to Florida this week? And Donald Trump is planning on being at the same place. You're going to love this
Kirill
one.
Dmitriev?
No, you're gonna his new best friend, his partner in crime, Maduro's second, Delcy Rodriguez is
Delsey's coming to town?
Delcy Rodriguez is
Oh,
planning on being in
nice.
Miami to do a speech, and Donald Trump is planning on being there. Then you can't make this shit up. I'm telling you, in the middle of all of this going on, and the other thing, is that I'm right now is what's interesting that he got himself also. He opened up his big mouth, but nobody's really questioning him. But I'm not gonna let this leave because I've already been speaking to my sources, and where's the 10 tankers of oil tankers? Where are they? Where they go? Where's the money?
I
Who
have
get
some.
what?
I have some information for you, by the way.
Go ahead, go ahead. I'm kidding. Go ahead, let's go, dude.
Yeah,
Let's
it's good.
go.
This is a good one. So you know how he said he had 8 tankers, and then he said he had 10
Yeah,
tankers
yeah,
that Iran
yeah,
gave him that were flagged under Pakistani law. Remember that?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So I went through ship manifest videos with a friend of mine who works for the Canadian Navy. And I said, explain to me how this works. And he goes, okay, I will. He goes, every ship has a number, every ship has a transponder. The ships he's
Okay.
suggesting, the ships he's suggesting exist that he's getting don't exist, nor did anything transfer through the Strait of Hormuz. Not
Thank you.
one ship, not one, not two, not three, not four, not 8, not 10, not 10. That was a lie. And I know it's going to shock people to think, oh, Donald Trump lied to us on national TV. No, 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 no. It's all a lie. You're living in a sim. And that's the thing that so many fucking people don't understand is that every time he steps up to the fucking stump and he goes off on some intangible fucking rant and he tells you that Iran quit, we won, they're obliterated, their Navy's fucking toast, we got this nice prize, they're going to work with us. All of that's a lie. There are no tankers. There are no negotiations. There is none of that. Iran is in for a penny and in for a pound because if they die, they think they're going to heaven. If they die, that's the ultimate sacrifice they can make on behalf of their Allah. If they go out, they don't give a shit. Donald Trump cares. His family cares. America cares. So he invents these lies. Lies like Iran is going to kowtow to him, and if you don't, it's over, and if you do, we're going to do business together. Iran doesn't give a fuck about business. Iran doesn't give a shit about anything other than killing Americans and Israelis. That's all they care about. That's the only thing they care about. So everything Donald Trump has told you about these tankers is a lie. All of it.
Everything, and I'll add some more to it. Those 10 tankers were actually, I think, 2 or 3 tankers, and the 2 or 3 tankers that they did get were the ones that he lifted the sanctions off in the ocean that they already were going to get. So, and then from, so I mean,
It's piracy,
it's
dude. It's
piracy.
piracy.
It's just you can't make this shit up. But you know what? Meanwhile, check this one out. Meanwhile, remember he keeps saying that oil is flowing from Venezuela. Oil is flowing from Venezuela at $100 a barrel. Where is that money going? It's going into Qatar.
Mm-hmm.
Where is that money going? Can someone give us an accounting of where, because we keep seeing all this oil flowing, all this money going, all these tankers. Remember all these tankers? How many millions of barrels of oil he took over from Venezuela, and now he said it's going to go to all the American. Where is that? Where's all the tankers that it was like 10 or 13 tankers? Remember the Russian tanker we were chasing? We got that tanker.
Yeah,
We got
yeah.
another tanker. Where's all the oil? Where's the gold? Where's all the money?
It's in his bank account in Qatar.
It's crazy. It is
Mhm.
so insane, Dean, that it's happening and that nobody's even asking. And it's just and the crazy part that's happening now is, you know why he's playing golf? You know why he's so so coy and everything? Because this is part of the plan. Because when people think that there's chaos, yeah, there's chaos in the White House. There's chaos in people because they understand. But for Donald Trump, it's all part of the plan. Because Donald Trump needs this chaos because right now his son-in-law and his buddy,
Witkoff.
Witkoff are
Witkoff,
negotiating
Steve
are the,
Witkoff.
are negotiating the next biggest, I don't know, $1 billion-trillion deal, which is about to include Nord Stream 1 and Nord Stream 2, the rehabilitation of gas, of controlling Russian gas in Eastern Europe. It's
Yeah.
crazy, the shit that's going on. I mean, and
Let me ask you a couple questions because there's something I've noticed, and I'm not a quick study, Lev. I'm not a quick study, but I've noticed this is that Donald Trump will cause death and suffering, but only if there's a monetary advantage for him and his family. Donald Trump will upset the world order only if he can make money from it. Now, here's why I'm saying that.
or if it helps him with the Epstein files.
Or if it
That's
helps
another.
exactly, helps him with the
Yeah.
Epstein files. And that's another question I have to ask you because they're turning this whole Epstein class thing into an anti-Semitic trope. And I'll get to that in just a second because it's fucking wild. But I'm of the opinion that this war exists for two reasons now. One, the Epstein class, the Epstein files, the distraction. And two, Donald Trump and his sons, Uday and Kusei Jr., Don Jr., Koki McCokey Pants, and his other son, burn victim Trump Eric.
I like Uday Kuse. I love
Yeah,
that.
Uday. That's a Steve Schmidtism. I can take no credit for it. He calls him Uday and Kusei Jr.
I love that.
So the I don't know if you understand what they have done with their Founders Club, 1789, and America Trust.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
They own a percentage of every piece of the military industrial complex in the United States of America now. Every supply chain when it comes to drones and automated targeting and surveillance and zero trust infrastructure, they own it. The Trump family owns it.
Yeah.
So, and here's the catch. They started to own it about 11 days before Donald Trump went to war in Iran.
Yeah.
And I wrote about it, and it's gone mega viral at this point. Denver Riggleman is doing this 6-part series, Your Boy and My Boy, and he's in the business. He's at the forefront of that industry, AI, automation, surveillance, zero trust infrastructure, and drone technology. And he's writing this series right now, and I put out a post about this. We talked about it yesterday, is that it is fucking incredibly convenient. And there are no coincidences, to your point, in politics.
No.
Incredibly convenient that Donald Trump is saying no to any help with drone technology, shoveling $2.5 billion into his kids' businesses that are about a year old. These are startups to develop all the drone technology, and you cannot compete. You cannot even do business with the military industrial complex in the United States without the blessing and approval of the Trump family in a time when there are no munitions, zero munitions, there's nothing. There are, Harry Dunn, let's stop the fucking cart. Let's go.
Hey, guys.
Harry Dunn.
I was bringing you like the genie. He was talking. I was like, you walked in like the genie. Poof. Hey, y'all.
Dude, how
What's up,
are you?
brother?
You are, let me say this. I'm from Canada. You're an American hero, and we love you up here, brother.
My connection's a little bad, so I hope that y'all can hear me. Can y'all hear me okay?
Excellent.
We hear you great,
Yeah.
Harry.
Okay, cool. It's a little choppy coming through. But no, man, great to see you, man. I'm out here with no kings with my Dropkick Murphy shirt on, kicking ass and taking names. Listen, I tell people were stopping me and saying thank you. But I'll tell you this, man, and it's not BS and it's not politician talk. I really love with saying these people out there. I say thank you. And what they don't understand is that their energy recharges me. Like
That's right.
I'll talk about me and Michael Fanone and Sergeant Gannell and Danny. We get so much hate mail. I mean, we got a group text and we're like, hey guys, look at this death threat I got today. And we kind of joke
crazy
about it, but it takes a lot out of you. So seeing these people think the world of us, it warms my heart so much, man, because I've had the opportunity to travel the country and try to convince Republicans they are losing, they're tripping, and try to get people to care. And you know what? There are so many people that don't care. And that just breaks me, man. So this energy that I've seen from no kings, and oh, let's be clear about no kings. No kings. This is great energy now. We need to carry it into November. But wait, and beyond. This what we're doing now, it is a lifetime. We don't get to just do it for an election cycle, for 10 years, for as long as we are breathing and we give a damn about democracy, we have to keep showing up and caring and having this same energy. Because I tell you what, Lev, this is why we got to this point now. Too many people got complacent. Too many people didn't care. And I just tell you, man, I'm so overwhelmed. I'm overjoyed. And I tell you what I'm about to do. I'm about to go home and put my feet up and crack a cold beer because, man, I'm tired, dude.
Let me tell you. First of all, you deserve it, my brother. You're an inspiration to us all here. And I tell you, and I want everybody before he goes and cracks that beer because he's been out there on his feet all day. Harry, he's running for Congress, and I want
DC.
Harry, please tell everybody where we could support you. I mean, we'll be doing it officially later. I'll do a special live, but while you're here, where are you running for Congress? Because we need you there, brother.
Yeah, no, thank you, man. No, I'm running for Congress in Maryland's 5th congressional district, and that is a pretty safe Democratic seat. So in the primary, there are 24 people running. 24. And now it's to replace Mr. Steny Hoyer. And I'll tell you one thing, like the thing about this, I'm not a politician, I'm a public servant. And I believe that's what politicians should be. Above all, is public servants. So I know how to be a public servant because I was a cop for 16 years. So serving the people, that's what it's all about. This moment, though, it isn't time for politics as usual. We need somebody who understands the gravity and the severity of the moment we are in right now. And respectfully, and I've told this. This isn't a policy election in the primary. We all agree that women should have the right to choose. We all agree on common sense gun reform. We all agree on lower cost Medicare for all. We agree on that. Who's going to be the best person, the most efficient fighter? And respectfully to everybody else running, it's me.
Amen.
I've been fighting my ass off for this asshole Donald Trump and this administration for accountability, and it just drives me crazy because people don't understand the gravity of this. I'm sorry, I'm getting all fired up.
No, go,
but
baby, go.
But Jesus Christ, man. We're not going to win this with a strongly worded email. We're not going to win this with a hope. Like, listen, I love Barack Obama, and when he talked about hope, I loved it. I was all on board. We're not going to hope our way out of this situation right now.
Amen.
How do you beat a bully? You punch him in the face. Metaphorically speaking. I'm not condoning violence. Let's be clear. Because they'll get out there. Oh my gosh, this guy was calling for us to get punched in the face. Relax, it's a metaphor. But so we got to make sure we're clear on that. But
you have to. We live in a time where you have to make that like distinction, right? Where you're like, don't punch him in the face literally, but we need to go punch politics in the face, the institutions in the face, right? Because we live in that time. And Harry, let me just say this real quick, as someone who has watched you from afar. As someone who knows your story, and listen, I'm in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. I work with my friend Lev. I'm part of the Save America movement. I'm sure you're aware of that as well. And one of the things
you're in Ontario,
you got it, my man. Yeah.
So watch it. So did you know I used to play for the Alouettes?
No, you play for the Owls? You're in the CFL?
I played for the Alouettes and the CFL. Wow. I played for the. I got cut. I got injured up there. I got cut after we played Edmonton. We played in the Edmonton Eskimos. I got cut after I got hurt. And but when I heard you say Ontario, I was like, wait a minute, hold on, I'll tell you that.
Dude, listen, the greatest thing that ever happened to you was getting cut from the CFL. Let me just point that
out. Man, I tell you, man.
But dude, I watched you, and I'm from Canada. This is a very democratic country where we're a group of people that respect each other's rights, respect the rights of the marginalized, that really do bleed blue. We love our men and women in uniform, and we actually train them to do a great job like you did at the Capitol that day. And one of the things that that is amazing to me about you, about Fanon, about people that have come out of that experienced the worst of the fucking worst, is that you stood up today at No Kings with my man Lev, and that you were energized by it, and it doesn't scare you, and you don't have the fucking PTSD that they tried to give you, that you've overcome that. How is that fucking possible, Harry? I wanted to ask you this question for about a year.
Yeah, so I will say I do have PTSD and I have anger, but it's righteous anger. And the anger that I have, and I'll tell you, I'll be very vulnerable with you in the audience for a minute. I have told myself, I've said I am scared to heal. Right. And now anybody would say, what the hell? Like, what is wrong with you? Why wouldn't you want to heal? Because this power, this passion that I have in me, I think it's fueled by this anger that I have, what happened to me. So I worry very honestly that if I heal and just get over it, then I won't have this fire in me. So I'm trying to use this anger, this fire that I have in me for good. So, so I just to share that a bit with you. But I tell you what, it's righteous anger. That's how you do it, man. That's how you always stand up. At the end of my life, see, I'm Christian. I believe in God. I believe in, heaven and hell. I believe at the end of your life, you're going to be judged by your actions and to say, hey, could you have done more? And I don't ever want to look at, hell, I went through a marriage, I went through a divorce, and I tried to, going through my divorce, I said, can I do everything I can to try to make this work? And you always want to say, I did everything I can. So you're not left with a what if. And listen, my issues are my issues, my morals are my morals, and I stand on those principles.
Amen.
And I believe in just doing what's right, no matter what the rest of the world says.
Oh, man, I just want to say, Harry, first of all, I appreciate you sharing that with us. That's such an important moment. And I want everybody out there to take a very good example of what Harry just said, because he's taking his PTSD, he's taking his anger, he's taking his power, and he's channeling it. He's channeling it in the right way and using it as a motivation, as power, not to do something better, but to do the right thing and go out there and stand up and speak truth to power. And that's why we need every one of you to do the same thing, because right now we're all angry. We're all frustrated. We're all upset. We're all with ICE doing whatever we're doing. But that's why we need, and the most important thing out of this, I want everyone to take out there, what Harry said, is we need fighters. We need because we all, out of, you see,
new blood.
Because what a lot of people don't understand, and those words are very important, what Harry said is, those 24 people, every Democrat, every primary, we're all going to agree on the same thing. Our policies, we're all going to agree that ICE needs to go and this needs to change. But the difference is who could really make it happen. Because right now, it's not about policies. It's not about getting politicians in there. We need fighters. We need people like Harry, like me, like others that could stand up to Donald Trump. And not just to Donald Trump, but also to the people in Congress, the enablers.
In Congress.
Exactly, because that's where it has to start. And that's
because they don't give a shit, Lev. Like that's the point. Like, I'm looking at Harry, and I'm looking at Fanon, and I'm looking at you, and I'm looking at people that are on the outside of the establishment. And I know that these guys give a shit about fucking humanity.
Yeah.
I know they don't care about enriching themselves.
What do Republicans care about? They care about power and money. Full stop. Full stop. They don't give a damn about America and trends in sports and this and that. They care about power and money. And I'll tell you one thing that actually baffles me. And usually I could try to figure out. I feel like I'm kind of smart. Like, I feel like I'm fairly smart, but I cannot figure this one out. Donald Trump will never have to face the American voters again. Like, will he leave office peacefully? That's a whole different story. And like, we need a whole separate show for that. We need a whole separate show for that. But he'll never have to face the voters again. So he can lie to them. He can start these wars, break promises. He doesn't care. The Republicans in Congress right now have to face the voters again. And what I don't understand is, how are they not distancing themselves, especially with the way Democrats are performing in all these special elections? We just wanted Mar-a-Lago.
Right, my Bob kid, right here.
How are Republicans saying, "Oh, this is just blah blah blah"?
One trick pony, dude. They're a fucking one trick pony. That's it.
But you know what it is? You know what they're banking on? What they're banking on is disenfranchising voters with the SAVE Act. to say, hey, we're
Yes.
going to win this thing because they're going to suppress our vote.
Yes.
We're going to suppress that. That's what they're banking on.
Yep, they're banking on
So
putting ICE agents there, Tulsi Gabbard behind the scenes, trying to federalize the election. They're trying to do it. Believe me, Harry, we're all over it, and we're not going to let them. But I know you're tired, and I'm going to let you go, brother, because I know you've been working all that. I want to thank you for joining us, giving us
thank you, brother.
everybody go out there, donate. We're going to do it. We're going to
and make sure you do me a favor. Hit the Chiron at the top. Follow Harry Dunn right here. Follow Harry Dunn everywhere you find him. Follow Harry Dunn. Give Harry Dunn your money. Give Harry Dunn your time. That man is a change agent right now. Anywhere you can find him.
Thank you. I appreciate
make sure
it. Y'all
you do
are the
it.
best, man.
And Harry,
y'all are the best.
listen. I'm going to have you on this show at one point in time. We'll talk CFL football, and I'm going to introduce you to the Canadian people. They're going to fall in love with you again, my man. Thank you so much for doing this.
Let's do it. I love it. I love it. Thanks, y'all. We'll talk soon. Thanks for having me on, y'all.
I'll give you a call. Thank you, brother. Have a great day.
All right, later, y'all. Bye.
Bye. That was a little special.
Dude, what a
treat for
stud.
you. That's a special treat for you guys. Me and Harry were doing a speech, and I said, Harry, do me a favor. Come on in and give, because I just want to think. I just want you guys to think about this. Think about this for a second. Close your eyes and fast forward to next year, and me and Harry are both in Congress. Are you gonna see some shit happen?
Hey, you and Harry going for lunch at Capitol Grill.
Just think
like
about
walking up to guys that you fucking know are crooked as fuck, going, "Hey, I'm here now. Hi, nice to see you."
Do you even understand, with my receipts and having Harry standing behind my back? Come on, McMully or McMulvin or whoever you.
Mark Wayne Mullen. Mark Wayne Mullen. Some tough guy.
Harry will put you into the. Do you even understand? That is why I'm excited. That's why, folks, I really want you to the one thing that, and this is what I'm running on, Harry's running on, and this is what is the important message, and this is what is very, very important out there. All of us, most of us, with common sense and dignity or a little humanity, agree on mostly all of these policies and changes that we need to do to get back to it. But that's not the point of these elections. And that's why a lot of these Democrats still don't understand. That's why me and Harry were talking about. That's why when I'm in Washington, D.C., that's why the establishment is so screwed up. That's why instead of the establishment right now, people like Jeffries and the people running the DNC, the triple DNC, they should not be sitting there and trying to pick their perfect candidates that are going to vote down and up they should be looking to pick candidates that will go in there and stop this mayhem, get back our democracy, get back, fighters that have proven and shown that they will do it. And that's why, folks, we need people like Harry Dunn in there. He's not a politician. I'm not a politician, but we don't need any politicians. We need people with humanity, common sense, and that are going to go out there and, like Harry said, for the people, because we don't have no loyalty to the others. So that's why I wanted Harry to come up here, because we're running on similar platforms.
You know what, dude? You bring up kind of the golden goose for the United States of America, and it's something that our friend Steve Schmidt bangs away at mercilessly. Like, I mean, fucking mercilessly. It's something that you bang away at. It's something that I just watched one of my brothers from another mother, Harry Dunn. I fucking love him. I love Fanone too. He's like, fuck this. This is what's going on. We need people who are not attached to what's in it for them, more what's in it for America. And that's what you are. And ladies and gentlemen of the jury, let me suggest this, is that it might be time for a wholesale fucking change from the two-party system to elect people like my friend Lev Parnas, who has no fear of fucking people over just because he wants to tell the truth. Because the only thing that matters to anybody in either one of those parties is winning. And it doesn't matter what you have to do to win. And we're watching that right now with the GOP. And let me just kind of transfer that over to the Democratic Party of the United States of America, the Dems, as they're called. You have a eunuch, a political eunuch in Chuck Schumer, walking around going, we're going to send a strongly worded letter. We're going to do these things. We're going to And then you got Hakeem Jeffries, God bless him. I'm sure he's a nice guy, going, we're going to do what Chuck Schumer says. We're going to do that strong, and we're going to do it again and again. We're talking to guys like Lev Parnas and Harry Dunn going, no, we're not doing that. We're going to go fuck some shit up on behalf of the American people, and we're going to give this country back to America.
Yep.
So I don't care where you're from. You might be in Maryland's 5th District. Vote for Harry Dunn. Give him all your time, all your agency, all your money. Put everything behind that. Same thing in the 27th District of Florida. Same thing with my friend Lev Parnas. We've got a fundraiser coming up. I know for you, but more importantly, this fundraiser.
We're gonna bring Harry on, and we're gonna do. I was
we're
actually
gonna do a big one.
I was speaking to Jennifer. I said instead of rushing it, maybe we postpone it a week or so and do a bigger one. We bring also Harry, some others on there, and make it
people that aren't fucking institutional laggers, right?
Right, exactly. Fighters. You know what I'm saying to you?
Yes.
Put on a special. Maybe get some musicians on, do a special. Maybe I'm gonna try to get Tom Arnold on. Maybe do a little comedian stint. You know what I'm saying to you? So we do a real nice event the proper way. We won't have to rush to do it. We're gonna do it right. You know, and me and Jennifer spoke about that. And
okay.
we're gonna, but yeah, we're gonna.
But that it underscores my point is that, like there are a bunch of us out here, and listen, in Canada we kind of cracked the code, right? Like when we elected Mark Carney, it didn't matter that he was a liberal. We just needed the right guy who was not a politician to go in and stand up for this country, stand up for the people, and he's doing that day after day after day. Standing with our allies, he's standing with Ukraine, he's standing with our Arctic partners, and he's literally a bulkhead against Donald Trump for the rest of the world now. And that is what we did. That's and why did we elect him? It's because he's not a fucking politician. We knew he would not think institutionally. And I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, in the United States of America, 90% of the followers that we have in this resistance that are watching right now are in the United States of America. I need you to take this note very seriously. You cannot vote for someone who is going to run for the Democratic Party and deliver to the Democratic Party's message, because that's important to the Democratic Party and the institutions and the financial triggers that support the Democratic Party, because those people are interested in jobs for life. Lev Parnas is not. Harry Dunn is not. People like Lev and Harry, they're in it because they have been fucked over by the very system that exists, which is this two-party system, and been brushed aside and been told, no, you're not quality enough. You're not pure enough. You're not, you don't fit this certain mold. You know what fits the mold of America right now? Is the idea that there are people who do not believe in a two-party system, who believe in transparency and small government, who want to make sure the government works for, pardon me, the fucking people by the fucking people.
That's right. I mean, it's a simple thing. It's gotten so out of hand, and it starts again. It's all the corruption and all of this, and it comes from both sides, and that's why we need the establishment gone. That's why we need to clean house. This two-party system. I mean, we need a new Democratic Party. We need the clean. We need new rules, because it was all infiltrated by these putting in these no terms, no term positions. People in there for 30,
there's a
40
congresswoman who was in an old folks home who couldn't even she was so full of dementia. I don't know her name, and
ridiculous.
There are several of them. Like I'm watching Mitch McConnell get rolled through the house.
It's not even. It's not even right. I mean, at some point there has to be elder abuse. I mean, because they're keeping him up there, just like Trump was laughing. One of the Congress people was dying from some disease, and they wouldn't even announce that they were trying to save him, not because it's the right thing to do, but they didn't want to lose a seat in the House. I mean, this is the craziness that we're dealing with.
That was the dude in Florida, and apparently a pretty nice guy. Like Riggs knows him, and he was like, "I'm so sorry." Yeah,
it's great, but it's just insane to see where we're at. So you know what? I'll tell you this much. This is the good part about this. I think people are starting to realize, and people are also starting to realize that this is not an election against Democrats or Republicans. This is an election for even new Democrats. We need to get, that's why we have primaries coming up. That's why we have other.
Buddy, I would even challenge you on this is not an election for new Democrats or new Republicans. This is an election for the soul of the United States of America.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you 100%. That's why I don't think this is an election where you're going in there and you're saying, I'm voting for Republican, Democrat, or Independent. I think you're going there and voting saying, who is going to be able to stand up to Donald Trump? Who's going to be able to stand up to Congress?
That's all this is.
Yeah, that's all it is. Because otherwise, if you can't get it back, where you go? We're right where we started from, and it's crazy. And I just want to say, listen, Dean, you first of all, I want to thank you for. I know you got a lot of things going on today for coming on today, doing the special.
Oh, buddy, listen,
GM.
before you get into the, and I know we're wrapping up now. Before you do that, I want to say this is that, I'm a pretty good judge of character, and we're in a character test right now. America's in a character test. I've gotten to know Lev very, very well this last year, and there are four virtues that I live my life by. Four virtues in one statement. I'll give you those four virtues: courage, wisdom, temperance, justice. Those are the four virtues, the pillars of my life, and I run everything I do through. Is this of good character and an act for the greater good? Every time I get together with you, I see all of those virtues, and you run everything through those filters. And you do it for the United States of America. You do it for your family. Now you're a grandpa. So you gotta start taking Metamucil. But no, like you do it for you yeah, you are the heartbeat of America. As someone who came to this country and experienced the greatest highs, the American dream, and now is fighting for everybody else's American dream, including your granddaughters. LevParnas.org. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to show your support for democracy, for my friend Lev Parnas, I need you to go to LevParnas.org. I need you to donate to him. I need you to become a member of his team. I need you to subscribe to his Twitter, his Substack feed right here, Lev Remembers. I need you to support him. I need you to do the same thing with Harry Dunn. I need you to do the same thing for Mike Fanone, even though Mike's not running. We need to support our heroes, and you guys are that new generation of hero because you're battle tested, you're scarred, and your values and your virtues are impenetrable. And I will put all of my support, all of the support of my network behind this man right here, because truthfully, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, is that character is going to bring the United States back to the people, for the people, by the people, and character sits right there with my friend Lev Parnas, LevParnas.org.
Dean, amen. And I just want to say, God bless you, brother. And you are part of our team. And that's why everybody better subscribe to you, because nobody is out there bigger and stronger voice for democracy. Just think about it, folks. He does more for the United States of America and for people here in America than some of the Americans themselves here, fighting for democracy, part of Save America movement with Steve Schmidt and some other David Riggleman and other heroes and out there fighting around the world, because this is a unified fight. It's not just one state, one city, one country. It's all over the world, folks. We're in a war in the Middle East. We're in a war in Eastern Europe. We have taking over the Western Hemisphere. And just think about it, only a month ago we were talking about invading Greenland, and here we are invading Iran. We were talking about taking over Canada. So as you can see, none of this is joking. This is reality we're living in. And one day we could wake up and Donald Trump, says, I'm going to invade Greenland, just like he did with Iran. So we can't wait. We need to stop. We need to move. We need to do action. And that's why this year we started strong. We're moving, and we just got to keep going. And your support matters. Everybody could do something. Those that can become, donate to our campaigns. It's incredible, because I'm, like I said, running a grassroots movement, no special interest, anti-special interest, anti-super PAC, going into to blow up all of that. So it's hard to do it, because they have a lot of money that at their disposal, but there's a lot of us, and that's why I say $1 a day. If each and every one of us did $1 a day, we keep Donald Trump away. So we do it in numbers. Let them do it in the way they do it. And the other thing about it is, you have to understand, we can't give up. We have to take moments like today when we have 12 million people out there talking, speaking, speaking, raising.
Beautiful.
It cannot be just another news cycle. It cannot just be another, let's talk about and let's move on. We need to have, take this and keep pushing. And that's why the one thing we're going to work on this week, folks, is we're going to get our movement going. We're going to get that day lined up where we're going to make our phone calls. And we're going to do that national phone call day to be able to get Congress to realize enough is enough. We're not waiting till even the midterms. You need to act now. You need to be able to. This majority is so slim by one seat. Do not tell me that we cannot go in there right now and overpower them with strength to be able to start having accountability with this war that's going on, with the Epstein files, with putting out some subpoenas out there. This could be happening now, and we need to start pushing now, and we're going to do it. And before we go, I have one of your favorite, not even mine, but your favorite guests, subscribers that comes up and wants to give everybody a positive message for the week. And
I know who this is.
Our other special guest to come up and give us to take us home, Ludmila.
Ludmila, I love you. Good to see you. I'm gonna put my mic on mute because my dog's barking. You go ahead and give us our positive information, Ludmila.
I just want to say something before we go. I just want to share something from my heart. Today feels a little bit more special than ever, because we are celebrating new life in our family. My brother becoming a grandfather. It's such a tender and beautiful blessing, a little reminder that love never ends, it only grows. I feel so much gratitude for this moment, for our family, and for the love that surrounds us. My message today: life is so precious. Let's hold it gently and love each other deeply, because life is beautiful and we are blessed. I love you all.
We
love you too, Ludmila. Oh, you're like medicine to me.
Right? I with all the craziness, I want to always end off so this way each and every one of you hopefully could take that smile and portray it on yourself, and take the rest of the week, the rest of the weekend, and go into it and go enjoy it. Take some time. Today was a good day. Today was a positive day. Today was, we came out,
God
the
is
people
good.
spoke. God is good. The people spoke. Donald Trump had a very bad day. He, hated his golf game. Couldn't
He couldn't concentrate over a 3-foot putt.
Over 3-foot putt, because all he could hear down the block was no King's chants, and every time he'd look up, and it was one of those days. So it's a positive day, positive energy day, like my sister says. Taking advantage of it. Think about people like Harry Dunn. I just actually got a text from Jolly Good Ginger. He was supposed to come up, surprise you guys, but he's just finished up going home. We'll do a special with him. He was in Washington, D.C., marching with also with the veterans. And I just want to say, we need to keep this momentum going. Not only the momentum of the No Kings rally, the momentum of positive energy, the momentum of these good days. We need more good days.
Yes.
We need more good days. And the only way we're going to have them is by playing it forward. So like my sister
Amen.
says, give somebody a hug, give somebody your love, and, put a smile on your face. So let's end it off on that. Everybody, go have a wonderful weekend and stay tuned. And everybody, make sure you give Center of Positive Energy, Ludmila, and my son Daniel a follow if you haven't. Because everybody needs a little sunshine in their life. Everybody go give them a follow now, right, Dean?
You got it. Center of Positive Energy right there, Ludmila. Follow, subscribe. Thank you, Ludmila. Lev, thank you. Thanks, Grandpa. Thanks, Grandpa. Great to see you.
I love you guys.
Talk to you soon, guys. Bye.
Take care, guys.